I think we're good. I just hit record. Go for it.
Okay, guys, you just got FMP and you're wondering what the fuck you need to do to get it to work. Well, the first fucking thing you want to do is go to open settings. Open that motherfucker up. Your FOV value at the top, that's your FOV. It goes all the way down from 80, I believe, 60, all the way to 150. So you motherfuckers choose whatever you think's good. I also recommend you choose the click button on the FOV value or the motherfucker won't work. Second thing you need to do, go to push boost. Click that motherfucker. Move it all the way to 500 because we ain't no bitch. We playing on FMP, brother. Jump boost, leave that at 0. Otherwise, when you go to jump with the jump keybind, it ain't going to jump. It's going to tell you to go to the interact, which is a vault. Anytime you see interact by using the FMP menu, that means you have to be near a vault, whether that be a locker, a window, a pallet, whatever it is. So obviously, action speed, speed value, crowd speed, and crawl speed won't do a fucking thing because it's past right now because behavior sucks dick. Now, if you're a killer main and you want to fuck up some survivors, click those two buttons there, them two boxes. Lunge attack. You can slide that motherfucker all the way and lunge across the fucking map. Yeah, 20, motherfucker. You hit the click button and hold it, you can swing across the map. If you want to do a multi-million attacks, you just click the M1 button at the bottom and you have no hit cooldown, motherfucker. On to the next shit. You got trainer
What about
keybinds at the
this? What about
bottom.
this? Leave it.
Leave it at -1.
All right,
Yes.
go on.
On the trainer keybinds, motherfuckers. So backspace, what that does is you click that, which obviously the keybind's different because Prophet changes keybind, but it's going to say the keybind beside instant escape. And when you click that button, you're going to get out of the match. You're not going to get a DC penalty. You're not going to get nothing like that. You're just going to leave the match, keep the blood points, and say, fuck the survivors and fuck the killer. I'm on FMP, bitch. I don't like that lobby no more. On the caps lock. That's one of my favorite keybinds. That's no clip slash no hittable. That means you can't be hit and you can jump through shit. On to the next keybind, H, toggle flying. This is a little deceiving as the fact you're not actually flying because it got patched because behavior sucks monkey penis. But when you jump, you click that keybind and it'll keep you flying in the air so you look like fucking Spider-Man from the fucking Marvel series. You go down to the right arrow keybind. That right means your right arrow. That means you teleport to a survivor. On to the next
These are
keybind,
also
which you
my
don't
my
have.
custom binds, so they're not all going to be.
Yeah,
We
so once again, whatever the bind is, that's what it does. So
we could
it's
also look
common
at it
sense.
over here. Would it
Exactly.
be easier to go over here or go over it over here?
Go back to open settings.
All right.
Basically, every single keybind you see here, I don't have to go through every one of them, but as you can see, one common question I get is K at the bottom left, no black bars. People's like, what is black bars? If you look on the left, no black bars simply means if you want to play the stress resolution where behavior has the black bars on your screen, if you click K, proceed to click K now, probably.
Oh, sorry, I
It'll
was
say on. Once
snoozing.
that's on, that means with stress res, you get no black bars, motherfucker. Now you can click K and turn it off. Now, if you go to the middle top, play sacrifice, what this does is it makes you turn into a blob of the entity. And that means you can't die, you can't lose the game, you're just standing still. Killers can't do shit, they just look at you. Also, we go down through the list, every single keybind you see there is going to do what it says it's going to do when you press it. But I'm only going to go through the ones that's important that people actually ask about. Useful modifiers, which is F9, is one of the best things you can use. And make sure you turn that motherfucker on when you play with FMP. What that allows you to do is see your scratch marks, and it adds a lot of stuff. If you play nurse, you get to see the blinks, you get to see all that. Magic aim for all you sweaty survivor and title mains. You need to click that motherfucker, turn it on. What that allows you to do is blind them dumbass killers through walls like a G, like a top dog. Also, trap immunity. You can only turn that on when you're playing against Trapper or some sort of killer that has traps. And it will
Hag.
only let you turn it on if you're playing with a killer that has certain traps.
Hey, wait.
On top,
You also want to note that with magic aim, they're going to want the aim bot left alt on as well, right?
Yeah.
They have to have
Yeah,
both on,
because
I think, for it to
yeah.
work.
No, it still works. They just would have to aim at the killer's eyeballs through the wall, and it would be easier to use aimbot while you're using it. But on to one of my favorites is instant hatchets. If you play Huntress and you want to be a top G, that's F8 up there. You just can chuck hatchets like, a little fat kid chucks his fucking french fries from the fucking Happy Meal in his mom's face while she's driving down the road. Okay? On to autoplay, which is at the bottom. For all you people that want to do nothing and you just want to watch the game play itself, you click H. That turns the autoplay on. It only works for killer at the moment at this current time, which is 10/3/2025. So there is no autoplay on Survivor yet, but maybe Magic Mike will wave his wand to get us auto Survivor, which would be nice.
Something to note is that the features are always going through minor changes depending on various updates, but generally speaking, most of these things are going to be the same. Right?
Correct. Yes.
Okay. Go on.
Now, auto moonwalk, whatever key that is, basically the way you use that is you just hold the key, which is none, because I'm sure Prophet doesn't use it, but you can auto moonwalk if you hold that keybind while holding S on your keyboard. On to the next thing, untrap, hit, instant. If you ever end up to where you are in a trap from a trapper because your dumbass forgot to hit J like I told you and your trap immunity's off, well, guess what, motherfucker? You got another escape route with FMP. You just click C and you automatically get out of the trap. Also, if you're playing Killer, if you're playing Bubba, Billy, Pig, you charge their power and hit C, and instantly you do their power. You can chainsaw motherfuckers, whether it be any power. You just click C and it'll do it. Right alt, that is non-hittable. What that does is, for instance, you can change the keybinds of all these as well. But see, if you're running or you're doing anything in the game and you don't want to be hit, you just click right off. The killer can't touch you. Nothing can happen. You're like Superman, You cannot die. It's impossible. You are the man. And then that goes to the rest. If you look from the top right to the bottom on the left or from the right side down, everything there is basically pretty simple. You have the one that I would explain, all of them don't really need explaining. Force animation is a good one, and toggle free cam. These two are brought up a lot. Toggle free cam is basically like this. If you're on a generator and you want to no clip off of it, the best way to do that is be on a generator, click F1, and then click F1 again. And what that'll do is put you in a free cam state, and then it'll bring you back to your survivor. And then you can no clip off of the gen so you can work on it without being hit. But also, you could just hit right alt and not get hit. So that's just two options you have.
But the free
Also, if you
cam
want to do
one,
an eternal boon,
yeah, there
you
you
can
go.
also work on a boon. So say you want to bring exponential, which, you want to be able to get up if you get down and, the survivors are being toxic little entitled scumbags and they see
That's
your
what I
ass cheating and
bring.
they're like, fuck that dude.
That's what I bring.
There is an option. So while you're working on your boon, you don't have to set in free cam. It simply works like this. Imagine you're in your game. You start working on your boon. You click F1. Once you're in free cam, you click F1 again. You'll go back to where you're working on a boon. You'll notice as you're working on the boon and it finishes, you're going to hear the boon sound notification saying, hey, it's been completed, but your character's still going to be working on the motherfucking boon. So what we do from there is we hold right shift on your keyboard, that right shift, not left shift, but right shift and hold force interaction. That key comes default as O on your keyboard as an octopussy. Make sure you hold right shift and O, and that motherfucker can't be snuffed. Okay,
And
it's a
now if you do
win-win.
this, on the exit gates or any other things,
It works for everything. So
like
if you
what are
want
some
to,
other
you can
examples
troll.
of where you use it?
Okay, other examples. So, say you want to troll survivors that were being toxic to you. You simply go to one gate, you work on the gate, you hold right shift and O as you're opening it. It bugs the gate
Wait,
to
you
where
have
the
to free
killer
cam
can't open
out?
it.
You have to free cam
No,
out
no,
and then
no, 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 no. You don't even have to free cam. Look, you go to the gate, you work on it, you hold right shift and O, and it'll stop you from working on it, and then it'll be bugged. Then you go to the other gate, you start working on it, you click F1, go into free cam, and go out of back out of free cam back to your character, it'll be the same as the boon. You'll still be working on the exit door, but when it's completed, the door won't open and you'll still be working on it. From that point, you hold right shift and O, the door will open for you, but it'll stay closed for everybody else, and the timer doesn't stop. So you can sit there in spectate mode and watch all them toxic assholes die to the entity and laugh and giggle like a giga chad because they were being a dick. On to
Now,
regress generators.
wait,
This
I
is
have a
one of my
question. I
favorites.
got a
If you
question
want
about
to sit
that.
in a game, oh
Hold
yeah, go
on.
ahead.
No, I just want to clarify what's the difference between how come sometimes you have to free cam out and back in, and then other times you have to, well, I guess hold right shift and press force interaction is different than just force interaction itself. So I guess what I'm saying is there are certain times when you hold the right click and press O, and other times you just press O, and there are some times when you free cam out and come back in. And so I guess they're all for different tricks.
Yeah, simply when you hold right shift and O, that bugs something. So, for instance, that bugs. Period. Now, the difference is when you free cam and free cam out, what that allows you to do is keep working on whatever object you're working on, whether that be an exit gate, a generator, or anything of that nature. Your character is still going to be working on it after it's completed, and then from there you can hold right shift and O, which is the bug feature, which will bug it. So, for instance, if you wanted to, you could, like I said, go to one gate and just bug it without free cam, and that way they can't open that door. And then you can go and open the other door so the end game collapse starts.
Yeah,
But the only
okay.
way you can do that is going into F1 and going back out because that allows you to do the animation. Because if you bug it without going into free cam, the door just won't open. You have to get, it's just like the boon. You can't hold right shift and O on the boon as you're doing it without the free camera. The boon will, or the totem will just be bugged and nobody can interact with it.
Okay. That makes sense.
Now, one of my favorite things to use, which people sleep on, is the U keybinds. That's called regress generators. So if you really just want to troll people and get some funny reactions when you're stream sniping streamers, the best thing I can recommend you to do is just no clip out of the map and click U on your keybind. What this will do is put you in the gen animation, and it'll look like you're working on the gen in midair. And what it does is it takes the highest progress generator and explodes it about every 5 to 10 seconds. So you can take a generator that's at 90% and bring it down to absolutely almost nothing. So if you have toxic teammates and they're being really weird and you just want to troll them, you can explode generators from anywhere on the map. So U is
Only
really
as
cool.
survivor.
Yeah, only a survivor. It does not work on killer. It's for survivor only. Become invisible. That's self-explanatory. All you have to do is if you're in the game, you just press the N key bind and you just become invisible. Your character will blink. You'll still be visible on your screen and you'll be able to see your character, but everybody else will not see your character. Do note they can see scratch marks if you run, and they can hear your grunts of pain, and they can still see blood trails. So keep that in mind while you're invisible. If you want to be as stealthy as possible, anytime you're invisible, make sure you walk around or don't move in grass because the grass does move and killers behind them will be able to tell you're invisible. So the best way to do that and be hidden is try to not move, stay out of the way, whatnot. But that's pretty self-explanatory.
And
Remote
this
bug hook.
to note that's irreversible. You can only become invisible and you cannot return back to visible.
Yeah,
It's
once you're
a one
invisible, you're
time thing.
invisible for the whole match. Correct. Now, another thing I would like to go over is remote bug hook. Now, some people have trouble with this because they don't simply understand how it works. Um, the best way I like to do this is um, return the game real quick. Hit the return the game button. Now, if you're wanting to bug hooks and make sure you're precise, go to your open utility menu, which is in the middle of your trainer. Go to your ESP settings. And also, this is what I will note. FMP offers glow aura. A lot of people don't know about glow because they think 255 is the cap of the color when that's simply not true. So my personal colors for hooks is 2555 on green and blue and leaving red alone. So, Prophet doesn't have to do this because he likes his own colors, But the reason I do that is because this color sticks out. So no, take the red off. So you put the red at 0. And if you want to be really precise, that's going to be a really, really blue, glowy color on hooks. So you can see exactly where they are. And now if you go back to the open utility menu, whatever keybind you want to choose for your remote bug hook, the way it works, it's on the left, open settings, I mean, my bad. So that keybind will be right control or whatever keybind you want to set it to. And I'm going to show you how to change all these keybinds to whatever you want. But when a survivor gets near a hook and that you see, and you can see it a lot easier if you set your color that way, you just hit right control anywhere on the map and it bugs that hook. But you can't do anything. And the way to get out of it is fix movement. That is the F key or whatever key you're binded.
I think it's
Fix
insert by
movement.
default.
Yeah, it's insert by default. I will
But I put it
say
as
fixed
F
movement.
because it's right near my, you know, it's
Yeah,
right where my fingers are.
I will say fixed movement is the most important action in the trainer. As anytime you come into an issue to where you're stuck, 9 times out of 10 you fix movement and you can no clip out. Or worst case scenario, keep this in mind very carefully because it's very simple. If you no clip and you get stuck while you're in game, you hit F7 on your keyboard. There's a menu. You can probably see it from well, you can only see it in game, but that's fine because I'm going to tell you how to do it. It's super simple. Just listen to me. You click F7 on your keyboard. It's going to have a little box at the top. You click it, and it's going to have like men survivors, and at the bottom it's going to say escape through hatch. Click escape through hatch, and then hit Y. If you go to open settings,
You have
that's
to
going to
save
be
that setting too.
yeah, you have to save it on the right, and that's going to be the Y key by default, which is called what's it called? Force something animation.
Animation,
Yeah, force animation. Yeah, and then once you go into the vault, or in not in the vault, but into the
hatch
hatch,
animation.
you can hit when you're in the hatch animation, you can auto no clip anywhere in the map and get unstuck. Um, so obviously, unhook self is force interaction by default, and it will always be force interaction. Do note you have to have super risky enabled, and the way to enable super risky is you have to go to your open settings and erase all that, and then type in super risky. And then once you do that, you're going to get a message from our lovely dev, Mr. Admin, that says, you will be banned very quickly. Motherfucker, when I tell you you're going to get banned, that shit's more detected than I'm telling you. It's better off to just not get hooked, or if you get hooked,
You
be
need
playing
super
with a
risky
team.
for the self unhook,
You need
and you
super
also
risky for
need a
that.
luck. You also need a luck offering for it to work.
Yes. Yeah, since the latest patch, they made it to where you
I
need
mean, I
luck
used to
offerings,
use
but
this a lot and not get banned that fast, but I guess
what
things have changed.
Well, I mean, you still can do it, but I will note that it's random. It depends on the band waves, and it depends because it is
So what you're
detected,
saying right now,
just
it's not
not
even
like.
really worth doing it, and
Well, I
what's
mean, if you have infinite accounts through our Microsoft method and you don't care about raging and you want to have fun, the account may last 2 to 3 days using, super risky. But I'm just saying if you're on a main account or you're trying to be subtle, you definitely do not want to use that on a main account or anything like that. That's for raging on alt accounts. I mean, really, you should never cheat on your main anyway. I would never recommend that, but just keep in mind, if you do use super risky, you will get banned. It's just a matter of time, whether it be 1 day, 2 days, 4 days. Some
and
people
that's
have claimed to last a week, but that's pushing it.
but this is also why right now all this speed is deactivated because it's been detected and it'll get you banned really fast. So it's just deactivated at the moment. But by the time you're watching this, there might be a new speed method. There might be something that has replaced it because everything's always changing. And I wanted to note, like, when you teleport, like if you teleport to a gen instantly, like that's when you might get stuck in walls or gens. I don't really have problems teleporting to people. I don't really do it to the killer anymore, but when I teleport to like a survivor, I don't usually get stuck with that. But the best way to not get stuck is to just use free cam teleport, and you'll have to go up to a window or a pallet or a totem. It doesn't work with gens, a locker, something to interact with, and then you free cam, and then you would hit caps lock, the push boost to teleport to the location. That way you can specifically put yourself in a spot and know that you're not going to get stuck in a wall or something like that. But you can continue. The other thing is when you're doing the whole sabotage the hook, you want to put the hook auras on. I usually keep like a lot of auras off because I find them to be an eyesore. But the auras are kind of self-explanatory, and for the hatch to work, I think you have to put reveal escape on
Yes,
as
you
well
do.
as hatch text.
Hmm.
But anything you want to say about the auras here or anything
No, they're
else?
self-explanatory. I mean, they do what they say. The only thing I'll add is auto dead hard slash head on has been updated, and as far as right now, which is 10/4/2025, it works very well. That's the bottom left. If you like dead hard and you really want to look like a pro, click that with dead hard, and it's almost always accurate. FMP did a great job as far as the auto dead hard and head on. It's a great addition. It's been updated here recently to work very well. Um, and no intro is very good too. That means you get to when you load into the game and it spins in a circle, as you're loading in. When you have that checked on, basically you can start running before the game actually starts for everybody else.
Yeah, so you could let
So them are
everyone
the
know
only
right
two.
away that you're a cheater.
Yeah, basically.
And so with the forced animation, that is client sided, right? And then that is,
No,
or
it's
no,
actually
no, no.
server sided. Yeah, escape
Okay,
through hatch.
okay,
Everybody can see that. Yeah.
okay, that's right. And then but this also is where you mend people. So if you want to like
Yeah,
mend your survivors,
the best thing to do if you get a salty survivor that's pointing at you and teabagging you, and the killer downs them and picks them up, you select them via the F7 key on your keyboard. You click their character. It'll say men, for instance, Nia, if it's a Nia, and you click Nia and save. And then once the killer picks them up, you just spam Y, and then once they get picked up, they'll be mended on the shoulder, and it's a permanent bug, and they cannot be off the shoulder, and it's permanent the whole game. And the killer can't swing, attack, or anything. It just totally merges them together to where nothing can happen.
now can you get people stuck on the hook still?
Yeah, that's the same thing. It's just like the generators we talked about. If you want to freeze somebody on the hook, as you're unhooking them, you hold right shift and force interaction.
Okay.
Same
Anything left
thing
in
as
this menu?
No, that covers everything.
All
The
right.
only thing is, your custom loadout. Now, this is really self-explanatory. There's no reason to really go too into depth with this. You have to go. You'll see save for survivor, and there's a button beside of it to switch to killer. Depending on if you're playing survivor or killer, see if you go there, you can go between the two, and you can like for instance, let's do a killer build. Say you want to run sloppy butcher, type in sloppy, and you'll go to the bottom of the thing where the perks are, click on it, and then you'll see sloppy butcher, and then hit add, and do that, so on, whatever killer build you want. You can only choose 4 perks, and you can only do it just like the game is. You cannot do more perks. You basically can only do the amount the game allows. There's no way around that. But yeah, that's basically a build. And when you're doing your add-ons, always make sure the add-ons are for that killer, because what's going to happen is if you try to, and obviously killers don't have items or power, so you're not ever going to see anything over there. But whatever add-ons
Well,
you use,
killers have
make
power,
sure.
don't they?
No, that's for survivors. The killer's power is automatically on their kit. That's for survivors items. So
Oh.
that's like,
I thought I've seen killer stuff here before.
yeah, I mean, there's killer stuff in there, but it doesn't do anything. For instance, UVX is the unknown's
So
power,
you can leave this
but
on.
it's basic. Yeah, you leave it on none. When
Okay.
you're playing killer, you don't want to bring an item or power. Your game
But you need to make
will
sure
fucking explode.
the offering is a
Yeah,
killer
make sure you're
offering.
offering. or it can be, you know, I like to bring in what's it called, the anniversary cakes to be nice. Because if I'm gonna slaughter everyone, I at least want to give them a few thousand extra blood points. You know, so I mean, it's whatever you want to bring. That's
How
up to you. But make
thoughtful
sure
of
your
you.
add-ons.
How
But make sure the
considerate.
add-ons. Yeah, I know. But make sure your add-ons are for that killer, because if you try to bring, like, for instance, Tombstone with Trickster, your game's gonna fucking explode and your computer's never gonna turn on again. So don't do it. It's gonna explode. No, I'm trolling. It's not gonna explode, but your game will, like, not load, and it won't work. Now, if we go back over to the survivor option, um, you'll see it's basically the same thing. See, now here's the thing. I'm glad he chose the Mori option, because see, when you go from killer to survivor, sometimes it doesn't change the offering back to what you had it on survivor, and your game will crash if you try to bring a Mori as survivor. It's impossible. So you have to bring either a cake or a Vigo salty lips for luck, something along the lines. And you always, for your perks to work and your items to work, it has to be enabled, which is at the top left. You have to make sure that is checked, or it will not work. Now I'm going to show you one little
Fill
trick with
slots
this
though.
custom slot. Yeah, and you always want to fill slots for the most part, but I am going to show you a trick. If you want to be an absolute troll, you can turn off fill slots and leave it enabled at the top, and all this will still load in the game, but nobody's going to be able to see your build. It's going to be as if you're running nothing. Or you could put a fake build on and run another build, and nobody can see what you're actually bringing. But for instance, you can bring killer perks with the fill slots off. Certain killer perks work, some don't. You have to experiment with that. If your game leaves or gets disconnected, that's on you. One killer perk I know for sure that works is Iron Maiden, which is the perk that makes your character scream when you jump out of a locker and you become exposed. And you can bring that as survivor. And if you put on super risky mode and you're a rage hacker and you don't care if you get banned, you can literally spam it over and over and over again and just scream the whole game under the map, and, you know, basically ear rape the killer the whole game until they DC or turn their volume down, if you're just trying to be crazy. But
I
that's
would
pretty much
remove a
sums
perk
up.
and put that
Yeah,
instead.
yeah.
So it
You
takes
can
up a
only run
slot.
4 perks. Yeah, exactly. But that sums up custom loadout. I mean, that's pretty much it.
Okay.
The only other thing I want to add is, you know, remap keybinds. And we'll get back to
Anything
open
here? Oh,
utility about,
that's yeah.
yeah, yeah, because all I was gonna say is everything at the beginning of the video. This is all the keybinds that you can change to do what you want, and that's
So
self-explanatory.
if you wanted to change this, if you actually wanted to make this empty, like let's say no clip caps lock, you would just right click with your mouse and it'll put it as empty. And if I want to set it again, I would left click and then I would select the key and put it to what it is.
Now, here's some good tricks uh, for you guys to keep in mind. Obviously, if you go to the Open Utility menu, this is some cool features to use. Currently, like I said, this is 10/4/2025, and there is a nickname changer on FMP, but there's a certain way you have to do it. So you type in nickname, no
Whoops.
caps, it's all lowercase, which I know that was probably an accident. Space, whatever you want. Always put trollingprofit.com, because, you know, we're homies. Hit execute. From there, once you click execute, you want to close it, and then you want to go to settings on DBD. You want to revoke consent. So you would do this, click confirm, and then you can just spam click the mouse, whatever you want to do. Your game's going to load up like normal, except when you load in, when the profit gets back in the game, you're going to accept both things. And as soon as you load in, what you're going to find is when you go to your friends list, you're going to see your name has changed to whatever you changed it to, as well as, like, when you send friend requests to people, they're going to see that name. When you go into games, they're going to see that name. And I do keep in mind there's no censor in this nickname changer. So if you're wanting to be obnoxious and bad, you could put words like, you know, that people don't agree with. I'm sure, wink, wink, nudge, nudge, you know, neighbors and whatnot. You can use that if you choose to. I don't personally do it because I'm not a racist, but, you know, some people enjoy that. Now, I will get into something that I find fun. Another feature you can use is very helpful. If you go back into Open Utility after you change your nickname, you can go.
Oops.
You can go. Okay. So once you, well, I guess he's joining back. The last thing in Open Utility that I really find helpful is if you erase everything in the text box after you choose your desired nickname, you type in r.color.mid, and this can range from, he's already got it on 1, so it's not going to change. The default is 0.5. So when you load into the game, well, it default's 0.5. See how dark it is. Now, if you close that, the game see. I mean, whatever you want to do, you can change it to whatever and brighten your game up um, to whatever suits your eye and your monitor or whatnot. You can change the brightness of your game without reshade or whatnot. And the lighting's menu is self-explanatory. You can go through and change it to whatever you desire. The possibilities are endless. That's really self-explanatory. Nothing too much to go on there. Except I will note some things like let's use the Haiti lighting for example to show people. Now in the lobby, this looks like utter trash because it's so bright, but in game it actually looks really good. See how bright this looks in lobby? I know it looks really dumb, but in game it makes your map for most maps very clear and open, and it doesn't look like that at all in game. So just keep that in mind.
It is
But
really, it's like the best one for most maps. It doesn't really look that good on like Hawkins or maybe RPD, like a couple dark indoor maps, but like for the most part, the Haiti lighting is my favorite.
now, if you want to leave this lobby real quick and go into a custom, that would be helpful. Um,
Well, are we finished with everything on the menu? We got the
no, there's one more
keybinds.
thing. No, you need to leave. You need to leave this game, and I got to teach them how to test features. There's actually a part of the menu, so leave the party and
This?
go to a custom game. Yeah. So this is for you guys that want to test. If you say you just got FMP and you're watching this video and you're like, you finally get everything, go back one. Profit, like go back, open custom games. Now, you know how you always want to play, like say you want to test something, so go to play and go to custom games. And for instance, like if you
Look at
wanted
Chucky
to,
back
right?
there.
Like, see, like right now, if you wanted to play as killer, you can and you can practice on killer, but most people enjoy cheating on survivor. So if profit goes to the left and changes to survivor, which is that little ball in the middle there, go down. So change to survivor. There is no way DBD lets you play without somebody in your game. So if you want to test survivor, you just hit fill bots at the bottom right on your menu. And now what that means is you can do this and you can play in a custom game all by yourself and practice without having to worry about anything. So if Prophet was to hit play on his game, I don't know if he wants to, but basically it's just going to put him into a custom game with a bot killer and bot survivors. So FMP allows you to play survivor in a custom game without the help of a friend, which when in reality playing DBD, you actually need a killer friend to come in and ready up to play. So that's one cool feature. Other than that, that covers everything with the menu as far as is the base menu. Sure, there's a lot of different little features you could throw in, but we would be here way too long. And it's stuff that's, you would need to have the trainer for 2 to 3 months and practice this. And once you get all this down, then you can ask in our English chat for more advanced features and little stuff that people find out because people find stuff out every day and stuff changes, a lot. So, but for the majority, this is 90% of the trainer. I mean, there's still a small percentage we haven't covered, but it's not important enough to it to even matter. And you're going to figure it out the more you play and cheat anyway.
So the difference between normal mode, risky mode, and super risky. Obviously, we know super risky is going to have the most advanced features, and it's going to get you banned like super fast, possibly even within a few hours, depending on what you're using, right? And then
Mhm.
risky mode is going to give
It's
you.
safe. It's pretty safe. I can say the last account I had lasted for about 28 days. before I got banned, and that was using every.
So this is
feature
something we
in
should have
Risky.
on.
Yes, definitely. If you don't care about a ban, you know, like within a month, risky mode is pretty safe. I mean, it takes and it's not even the features that get you banned on risky. The reason it's risky mode is because people is eventually going to report you enough, and someone's going to be a douchebag, and they're going to record you, and they're going to submit the video to behavior, and that's how you get banned. And it's a manual ban. It's actually not even detected. It's just like when you're doing shit like escape through hatch in front of people, and they record that and send the video evidence to behavior, you're just going to get banned because it's blatantly cheating in the game. So that's why it's risky, not because you're going to get banned due to detection, but just because you're going to get banned due to being reported. If risky mode is turned off, any feature that people could see clearly is going to be off. So you're not going to be able to teleport. You're not going to be able to
So
do
it's kind
anything.
of with this
And
off. It's more like if you're trying to hide. If you're trying to hide what you're
yes,
doing, then you have this
yeah.
off.
If you just want to use like ESP and you want to like be super under the radar and have your account last for up to a year. I've seen some accounts last a year to 2 years with FMP, just depending on how the players played. Um, and it really just depends on how subtle you are and how good you are at hiding your cheats. Which for me, I'm gonna be honest, I think that's boring, and I think that that's a waste of fucking time. Grow some balls and raid sheet, because that's what FMP.su is for, is to be a fucking giga chad. Quit being a pussy and get her done. But yeah, that's all I got to say. That's it.
So that pretty much covers most things, I would say. Trying to think if there's anything else that would be worth saying. Or at this point, it's been 37 minutes, so I think that's like enough. Is there anything that we should try to show in a game real quick, or anything
I
that
mean,
would
you could just do a totem. You could do the totem. I mean, that's really what most people do. If you want to do all the generators, that's one of the new features as of right now. I mean,
okay, then show me
so
that.
here I will show you. This is how you do all your generators, and I recommend when Prophet gets in this game, he clicks F4 on his keyboard, and what that does is bring up the keybinds,
Yeah,
or not the
all the
keybinds, but
menus come up
the
from the F
auras.
buttons. Just don't hit
Yeah,
F2
yeah, or change
unless
the
you
keybinds
unbind it.
even.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
why I changed F2, because I accidentally hit it and then I just escaped the match, so I put it as backspace. It looks like I might not even get in a match. Will this block
Oh, you're
me
gonna get
because of?
matched.
Will this block me if I have because I was messing with the whole like loadout thing.
No, you're fine. It'll load.
Okay, so I have the 1, 2, 3, 4 perk, and that's for instant gens. I would imagine by the time most people see this video, that's probably not even going to be a thing anymore. Oh, look. Maybe
Well,
something's
it could
wrong.
have been a custom loadout.
All right, so let me check custom loadout. Item. I didn't have an item.
Yeah, that's what happened. You didn't have an item, and you brought needle and thread,
What was
and
the
you
med?
need a med kit,
Which
Ranger.
one? Okay, that should
See
fix it.
that
So that
that's what I yeah that's what I'm talking about. That's why it's so important to make sure that your custom loadout is done correctly.
okay. So that's actually a good example of something going wrong. So we'll try to do this gen thing. Pop all gens. And then we'll just end it there because we don't want to go on too long. The FMP members don't want to watch videos. They want to go out there and try to cheat and mess up and
Well, this
fail and get humped by Bubba and then come crying to us in tickets asking us how the features work, and we say go ask in the general chat or watch this tutorial.
The tutorial is a whole lot easier if you just take the time.
Yeah,
to,
it's just unfortunate that we don't have like show the examples of it in game. And
see how bright the hooks are?
oh yeah,
Some
see
people
there
may
you
not
go.
like that, and you can always change it. You can always change these, but I like the glow
So what you're
myself.
gonna do is when the killer's near the hook with a carried survivor, you just tap right control or whatever it is.
But
When
see,
they
it says no carrying survivor.
but they gotta be
because of
close to the hook, but not too close, or else you won't get it in time and they'll get hooked. And if they're too
here's-
far, it's
yeah.
gonna try to sabo the wrong hook.
Now, if you want to do all gens, so don't get in a chase with Bubba.
Oh, how do I do the thing where he doesn't hit me, where he can't hit me? How do I do that?
Oh, the keybinds.
Which one was it?
I don't know what you have it set to. And if you always want to check, you can just click F6, and that will show you what keybind.
F6.
So yeah, F6 will show you all your keybinds. So
What is it?
it's for you. It's right alt.
All right, so I press
hit
right
right
alt when he goes
Yeah.
to hit me.
Just go. Yeah, just click it. See.
That's
And heal
because of,
yourself. You're not gonna get skill checks, by the way, because you have to work on a gen. Unless sometimes like this you'll get lucky, but do keep in mind sometimes you won't get skill checks if you haven't interacted with a gen or whatever. But for the most part, like if you're stuck like this, you want to hit, and if you jump while doing that, you just fall to the map infinitely until you click right alt again. And also to get out of the medkit animation from healing yourself, you want to hit fix movement.
Fix movement.
Now, if
So
you wanna,
force med kit. We didn't go over
the
we didn't go over the med
needle
kit.
and thread.
You need to
Most
have.
people know that. Yeah.
Well, I hear that a lot. So you need to have
You wanna
the
no
med
click out
kit.
of the map though, so I can show you all about the gen thing. So, for instance, to do all the gens, you just hit right shift and O. Just right shift and O.
I'm gonna do this here?
With the perk. Yeah, anywhere.
Right shift.
and O. Now watch all the gens.
What is this?
Yeah, this is doing all the gens at 100%. So now go to any gen on the map and it's gonna be ready to pop.
I can't get
Oh,
through.
by the way, fix movement. Fix movement. Jump and fix movement. That's why I said it's so important. Fix movement's the lifesaver. Now, like, go to a pallet, see all the gens, or 99, and you can teleport to a gen and just pop it.
Oh, okay.
But when you do that, so for instance, it also heals. See how all the gens are getting popped? See, they're all at 100 and the bots are popping them all. But yeah, that's pretty much it.
He's a respecter of pallets, is he? So that I went near a window and I pressed my right arrow key, which was to teleport to survivors that happened to be by the exit gate. So just vanished from chase with Bubba. But he's on his way. Alright.
You just hit right off and you can't get hit, so it's pretty goated.
Alright, well, I think that covers most stuff, right? So to make sure that you have your, like we went over, med kit, needle and thread, surgical suture, you have to have those add-ons, and then you would press your keybind for whatever is, what is it, force med kit?
Yeah, force med kit, you have to have risky mode enabled.
And then if you want to do it to a survivor, you would hold, I believe, left shift and
only if you're injured, because it targets you first. And to keep it from, like, if you're injured and you want to heal somebody with a med kit, you have to hold left shift and then force med kit. If you're injured, only if you're injured.
Okay, so you would hold left shift and then look at another survivor and press the force med kit.
And also, if you want to do one more thing before you leave, if you want to go to Bubba and get hit. Also, it's an instant heal with the generator perk too. So if he goes to Bubba and gets hit and then runs away, it instant heals everybody on the map. So like if everybody's down or slugged or injured and you want to automatically heal yourself, so even with
What do I do? Get
you
hit?
have to have a med kit.
He's got a chainsaw.
Yeah. Right off. And you can't get hit, bro. You got hit right off, man.
So I'm supposed to not get hit?
Right off. Yeah, don't get hit right off. But you need your med kit. You got to pick it up.
Well, it's too late now.
No,
timers.
When he swings, yeah. Now.
No, it's too late. Well, whatever. What were you gonna show me? Oh, you get more by the bot.
Damn, what a tutorial.
I mean, how could it have been a better ending? Cheater got what he deserved. All right, so what are you explaining?
What I'm trying to say here is you can also use the auto gen thing for auto heal, but you have to have the med kit equipped with surgical suture and needle and thread. And if you do right shift and O, it automatically heals everybody instantaneously. And that was going to sum it up.
At the same time, it does all the gens?
It does all the gens. Yes, it does everything. So if everybody's injured and slugged, it does all the gens and it heals everybody in a matter of 5 seconds. Why did you quit the game?
Now, can you heal everyone again after that?
Yes, it's got a cooldown though, so you have to wait on the cooldown.
All right, I'm gonna end this here, and then we're gonna play.